Greeting, grade 28 facilitators. Hope you don't mind my playing the piano a little bit while we go through our last lesson in the Discipleship 101 series. We move in this section to the go, that is sharing the good news. And you will begin with a great quote from Martin Luther. And it's a quote that reminds us that we have no greater purpose than to serve others and share the love of Christ with them, particularly the great news of Christ's death for each and every one of us. So we will dive into this section this week, and it's going to be a little bit eclectic, if you will, on the passages and the order, because we're going to discuss a number of different things. We're going to look at first, what are some obstacles to your sharing the great news, and summarize those and rank them and see if you can agree on the top 3 challenges as a group. And then you're going to look at a little section from 1 Thessalonians where you get to see a good little summary of what the good news actually is, if you're not completely sure how to articulate that. Then we're going to move into Ecclesiastes chapter 3. And this is a great section on looking at what Solomon says that helps you formulate a question to open up a dialogue with somebody who's not a believer. So you look at some of the bigger things in the world going on and the fact that you don't have any control of it, and then trying to formulate that into questions that begin dialogue. And on the back page, the second page, you're going to look at Colossians chapter 4 and realize the importance of praying. And we're going to look at what Paul is doing as he's praying for doors to open. Then you're going to look at 1 Timothy chapter 2. Here we see God's great desire that all would be saved and come to a knowledge of his truth. Okay? And then you're going to be challenged to say, does this really apply to all people? And then Mark 4, which is the parable of the mustard seed. And here you're going to look at the process, how a mustard seed is so small, it grows to eventually become one of the largest plants in the garden. But we're going to look at how you sow seed and the timing of God bringing the growth, and realize that this is not an instantaneous kind of thing, the sharing of the gospel. It may take some time, and you might not even see initially some of the great working that God is doing in a person as you share that gospel seed with them. Then we're going to look at 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and look at how we could maybe take this team approach to sharing the gospel, how we could coordinate with people, strategize with people, and begin to share the gospel in the most effective way possible, so that others might see that when we do this, when we share the gospel with people that we're in relationship with, we're doing it authentically. We're not simply trying to close some deal like a car salesman, but we really care about them and their life and hope that they can see us share the gospel and the good news in an authentic way. And then you'll see some challenges in the prayer time. So remember, there's a quote at the bottom that says, don't forget this is only the end of the beginning. Keep up the dialogue. So this is not the silver bullet for evangelism. This is just to get your juices going, to get your mind turning on ways that you could possibly approach others and think of some good questions and be authentic. Okay? So this will wrap up this series as we continue on with discipleship next time and next season and next semester with the theme Walking with God. Have a good one.